Hey everyone, and welcome to the next video game review of the show. And I did tell you guys that I was going to be doing this game, and the wait is finally over. I'm going to be reviewing Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Now, I was so excited for this game ever since it was announced, because it just looked amazing. The fact that you'll be able to play as both Peter Parker and Miles Morales is absolutely insane. It's just incredible. And the way they expand upon the gameplay is fantastic. Before we get to that though, let's have a look at the back of the box. Be greater together. Experience an original Marvel Spider-Man single-player story. Wield Peter Parker's new symbiote abilities and Miles Morales' explosive bioelectric venom powers. Fight Kraven the Hunter, Lizard, an original take on Venom, and many more. Explore the expanded open world of Marvel's New York, featuring new environments and locations. So I'll show you the back of the box right there. Looks fantastic. So yeah, the symbiotes make an appearance today. The symbiotes were making their debut in these games. So of course, Peter and Miles have been the Spider-Men for a while now. I mean, and we do open the game with a big battle against a skyscraper-sized Sandman, which is honestly really cool. And we do get to see all the new features, like Peter's mechanical spider arms, and of course we get Miles' new Venom powers. We also get to see a brand new way to traverse the city. Web wings, which honestly look incredible. The web wings, they are essentially the Marvel Spider-Man games' answer to the gliding system from the Arkham games. Because it does actually look like you're just gliding around the city. And you can actually get into wind tunnels for extra speed and go across ventilators for extra height. And that is amazing. That is absolutely incredible. I did not think for 1 second we'd get something like that. It was absolutely incredible. So, of course, Peter and Miles are just trying to get stuff sorted. Like, Peter is trying to get himself a good paying job, and Miles is working on a college essay. But something actually, there's a big surprise that happens in Peter's time. The return of his childhood best friend, Harry Osborn, who, as it was revealed in the first game, was actually suffering from an incurable disease. The same disease that took his mother. But he seems to have been cured. So they decide to just reminisce on the good times and just have fun. And then although we do get to meet the hunters at some point, Kraven and his gang. Kraven is essentially a hunter who is looking for good prey. And during an attack on Coney Island, we see Harry utilize the symbiote to help him, to help Spider-Man save the city. And pretty soon, Harry begins to use those powers for good, becoming Agent Venom. However, it is shown that the symbiote takes a bit of a liking to Peter. And at the same time, Peter and Harry start the Emily May Foundation, using science to help people around the city, if not the world. I mean, eventually it will become the world, but you know. Meanwhile, Miles is still working on his college essay, and he's also got this Prowler tech that he has to track down, courtesy of his uncle Aaron, who of course is the Prowler. He's also got his best friend Ganke with him as well, and there's actually a bit of a new love interest for Miles, a deaf street artist named Haley, who was actually introduced in the Miles Morales game. And honestly, I like her as a character. She's very nice, and she brings a lot of diversity to the games because she's deaf and only speaks in ASL. At least I think it's ASL. There are multiple sign languages out there, but I'm sure it's... But it's good. It's brilliant. It's a brilliant game. And a brilliant story as well. And eventually we do get to see Peter don the famous black suit that we have seen many, 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 many times in media. Most famously in the movie Spider-Man 3, which I think is which gains a lot more hate than it deserves, I think. And we do get to see Peter use the symbiote powers in the game. We get to see a symbiote punch, a symbiote yank, a symbiote like a clear the area attack, and a charge attack. But as with more stuff, it starts to change him. Starts to make him much more aggressive. And he just starts to become a lot more, not Peter, he basically becomes more evil. And so after Miles actually fights off against Mr. Negative, who actually returns in this game, Miles actually then goes to find Peter, who is actually facing Kraven and is about to kill him until Miles intervenes. So this is probably one of the best moments of the game, having Miles fight Peter, like a full-on fight. And at the end, Peter is able to rip the symbiote off his body and return to normal. But then the symbiote then returns to Harry and takes its true form of Venom. Like the back of the box said, an original take on Venom, and this is definitely an original take on Venom. Harry Osborn is Venom. And so there's actually a moment where you get to play as Venom, and that's incredible. It makes me all more excited for the upcoming Venom game that we're going to be getting from Insomniac Games, the same guys who made the other 3 games. I just love it. We do get, and then of course, all sorts of stuff happens. Harry basically tries to turn the entire city into a symbiote hive, and would essentially try and overtake the world and turn everyone else into symbiote creatures. His version of healing the world. But thankfully, Peter and Miles and MJ managed to put a stop. They destroy Venom, but it looks like Harry is killed in the process until Miles revives him. But it looks like Harry's chances of coming back are very slim. And his father, Norman Osborn, is very, very angry. So he brings in something called the G Serum, which, in my mind, makes me think that we're going to get Green Goblin when Marvel Spider-Man 3 comes out. It's either going to be Harry or it's going to be Norman who becomes Green Goblin. I don't know. But all in all, it's a great story, great gameplay, great characters, great enemies, great bosses. Just an overall fantastic game. Out of all 3 Marvel Spider-Man games that have been released, like Marvel Spider-Man, Spider-Man Miles Morales, and Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 2 is the best of the series. Like, the best one. I'm not even exaggerating that this is genuinely the best Spider-Man game ever released. I absolutely adore this game. It's absolutely incredible. And I can't wait to see what they do next for this series. Because, of course, we've got the Venom game, we've got the Wolverine game, and we've got the Marvel Spider-Man 3, which I'm sure is coming out. I'm just so excited for what they do next. So, if any of you out there has a PS5, I highly recommend picking up this game. Of course, I would recommend picking up the other 3, but, you know, there's so much to go over. There's so much to go over. And I just love this game to pieces. It's a fantastic game. I love it. And I know that any of you who decide to go play it will love it too. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you soon on the next one. See you next time.